So YouTube almost broke me, and this ain't clickbait. I was at a very dark space in my life, and I had to just disappear off YouTube, basically for a year. Technically, I uploaded a update video like 6 months ago, but that was basically just being like, oh, hey guys, I feel like crap, see you later. And I never really said anything, didn't post anything on social media. And even though these last couple days, you may have noticed me posting again, but I still haven't really said anything about this situation and really what went down. So in this video, we're going to go into that. We're going to go into a little bit of where I'm at with my ADHD journey, especially as an adult, my tinnitus, the depression, YouTube, where is this going, but also to not just make this about me, I want to share some really useful keys to help you in whatever career you are, but especially if you're in a creative type of environment, then I just want to share some tips to help you be more sustainable with your path and to not burn out like I did. So, hello! And the reason why I haven't updated you guys is basically I wanted to learn from my past mistakes and announce things that I'm doing. So this time around I wanted to just take massive action, just actually get in the momentum of making videos, not just one or two, but have this whole system and flow and momentum where I'm actually doing it, which I'm in the middle of. So now I feel comfortable making this video and being like, oh yeah, so this is what's happening. And that's basically what I needed to do, is just get out of my head and create. And I'm sure these videos are absolutely going super low in views, and my channel is just basically plummeting to the ground. Oh no! For the longest time, just looking at views and analytics and reading comments just gave me so much anxiety, and I wrapped up my self-worth so much around other people's opinion. Even though consciously I thought like, yeah, I don't care what people think, but clearly I did. And there's nothing wrong with chasing views necessarily if you treat it like a business, like a Mr. Beast, for example, where he's got it down to a science. And does this mean that I'm never going to look at analytics? I'm never going to optimize for views? Of course. Listen, if you could give me one tip and be like, hey Tom, if you change this word on this title to this will 3x your video views. I'll be like, oh, so I just have to do 2 seconds of my time to get this leverage? Then yeah, of course, when it comes to that kind of stuff, absolutely. That's good. You know, it means you're playing the game properly. But where I'm at now, like I'm not even doing that right now. I'm just creating thumbnails out of my ass while I'm uploading the video, just like, oh, I guess the title could be there, yeah, whatever, good enough. And I know, and I'm sure, again, I haven't looked at the views, but I'm sure it's way lower than usual. But I've given myself permission to just, it's kind of nice in a sense. Deep down, it still hurts a little bit, but in a sense, it's kind of nice not being so tied in with views, because on this journey, I lost that initial drive and passion of why I started this channel in the beginning. And it's not about specific topics, which is what I thought it was. I thought it was, I know, it's about psychedelics, that's what I'm passionate about, or self-help, or psychology. You know, it's like specific topics, and then I cling on to that, versus looking at the underlying pattern of what actually attracts me to these things. And, you know, and ultimately it's about growth, adventure, and self-discovery. And I think for a lot of you guys, you probably share similar values. You probably have this yearning to spread your wings and be free and not be overcome by the matrix, you know? I got my journal here just to help me keep on track. Ah, that's right, ADHD. That's right. Okay, so the last update video I talked about basically coming to terms with my ADHD, and even though I did get diagnosed as a kid, the symptoms started to ramp up a lot, especially 6 to 8 months ago. It was like really getting intense, and I was like, you know, I'm desperate when I start to consider going to the doctor. Like that's like, I'm not like against big pharma or Western medicine. It's just honestly, it's just been, I have PTSD when it comes to like going to the doctor, and it's like I'm being dramatic, but not really, because like just my whole life I've had just horrible experiences of just doctors who just don't give a shit or give me bad advice, or with my wife and family. I have too many, like 9 times out of 10 when I go, it's like, oh, like I could have either done this myself or found a better method. So right now where I stand with my ADHD, which I don't even like saying, and I do want to make this in a separate video. I've already got a script and a newsletter and reading specific books and research about this. So I want to kind of make it a little bit more informed. But where I stand with ADHD is that I don't look at it as a disorder that needs to be fixed by doctors. I look at it as a neurological type. It's an evolutionary trait. But I look at ADHD as a hunter type. And the reason why we operate in a very specific way... Oh, no! So where I stand with ADHD is that I believe it's an evolutionary trait and a neurological type versus a pathology that needs to be fixed. I think that people with ADHD just operate differently. And I'm going to continue making videos on this specifically because I think it's so incredibly potent, this framework, especially when you start learning more about it. It's like, oh my God, yes, of course. And then you start criticizing yourself less, because there are advantages that someone with ADHD has over ordinary folk. No wonder we burn out so much. So basically there's been a lot of aha moments for me. So now I'm understanding more and more just how my brain works and how to better optimize for it. So all these symptoms that I was describing to you with ADHD, it's like, it's definitely mitigated and it's getting less and less and less because I'm just doing consistent actions and building certain systems and processes and just understanding how I work. Because I was so close, I was so desperate, which is funny, when I'm at my darkest moments, that's when my mind starts to go on all these crazy places. And I'm glad I didn't go. It was just purely out of desperateness until my good friend, Will, if you're watching, hey buddy, how's it going? Who recommended me the book, The Drummer and the Great Mountain, an adult guide on ADHD. And I haven't even finished it. I'm still halfway through, and it's still just the framework itself has changed how I approach life. By the way, if you do have ADHD, absolutely avoid carbs, especially fast carbs. Just stick with fruits and vegetables for your carb consumption. It's absolutely horrible for our brain type, and you're probably way more sensitive to artificial colors and sweeteners and sucralose and fructose and corn syrup and all this kind of stuff. It's bad for the human body, period. But for people with ADHD, which has been scientifically documented, it's so much worse. It affects us way worse. And I always knew this. As a kid, I'm like, why is it that all my friends have such a horrible diet? And I'm looked at this health freak, yet I'm drained of more energy than they are. You know, I'm like, what? It makes no sense. I'm like, why would you do this to me, God? Design me this way? But when we are operating on an optimal level, supercharged, amazing, right? But also, if crash and burn, horrible. So much suffering. It's insane. So that's where I'm at with the ADHD. And in terms of the tinnitus, I'm definitely a lot better with my mindset. I already have a video on that if you want to check that out. But it's absolutely still there. Like, yeah, it's absolutely still there, but it's not bothering me as much because of my mental health. And I think on the last update video, I briefly talked about like financial problems and listen, that's still happening, but now it's like, again, the momentum is shifting. I'm very grateful that I have basically savings that have been keeping me going. I'm basically, I feel like one of those rock stars that made like half a successful EP and he's kind of just been living off royalties. That's how I feel. It's like not even a good rock star. It's just like, you kind of made it sort of to pay the bills for a little bit. But yeah, that's cool. I've been really utilizing this time and space to just go full on back to what drives me. And to go back with this YouTube channel almost breaking me, it's no wonder. Of course, if you're going to obsess over views, analytics, and chasing past successes, eventually you're going to burn out. Because the thing is, like, even like trip simulation, for example, like this is something that clearly most people want on my channel. Whenever I make a self-help video, it's like, people don't want anything to do with it, most people. And that's cool. Most people subscribe for psychedelics. I should be really producing psychedelic content, or at least whatever the underlying pattern of psychedelics, and somehow maybe apply it to something else, another niche or another. I'm still figuring that out. So I would just want to let you guys know that right now, these next 30 days, which I'm on day 7 now, is I'm literally filming and editing and uploading every single day. Is this So basically what I'm doing with this daily content creation plan is twofold. One is I want to get back to shifting my focus into making it more about you and solving problems. And two, it's for my own sake of getting into that momentum and just practicing and pushing past that perfectionism barrier that has been one of the worst things that's ever happened to me. Honestly, it's like that thing of like you want to just make the perfect video, and then the more and more you work on a video, and if it like tanks in views, it hurts, man. It does. And it's hard not to let that affect you. Which is, again, why it's like, now I'm like, who gives a shit about views? Don't even look at views. Don't even look at comments, at least for a little while. And then after the 30 days, okay, I'll have a little bit of a look. Let's re-strategize. Do I want to continue down this path of creating content every single day? Or maybe polish it up to 3 videos a week, where I spend more time writing. And so I'm basically doing all these different like courses on writing and content creation, getting mentoring and working on myself. Like literally tomorrow I've got a 4-day immersive Tony Robbins experience, and just building on that momentum. And even though, and it's kind of freeing in a sense, because like, even though my monthly income at this very moment is like the lowest it's been for, like it's scary sometimes when you look at it, but it's like, I don't care in a sense, because I know that it's like learning to just let it go, because I know the opportunities everywhere, and everything that's happened to me up until this point is absolutely my fault. Everything is my fault. I know for a fact that there are opportunity and possibilities everywhere. Just got to have the right mindset, tap into that reality, and take massive action, which I wasn't. Just smoking the green every single day, eating junk food, playing Resident Evil until I become, like, I'm so good at that, it's embarrassing. The chess, I don't regret too much, but I did kind of went a little bit too far with that too. So basically all my burning energy and focus just went into gaming and smoking, whereas now it's like, I'm still a little bit cutting down, but now it's like, okay, shifting that focus. Oh, and I forgot to mention that last Southeast Asian trip that I took a few months ago, when I was like, yeah, I'm gonna work on myself and make videos, and that was absolute BS. I believed it at the time, so I wasn't consciously lying, but I was lying to myself, because that trip just ended up being this just a degenerate pleasure-seeking experience for me to escape. But I was aware of it. That's what's really trippy, is that I was like, yeah, I know I'm escaping, I know I'm being a complete piece of crap degenerate, but I'm just gonna do this. I just want to let go. I want to have fun. I want to go to different dispensaries. I want to just ride the motorbike wherever I want to go. I don't want to think about content. But also a very beautiful cocoon period to really reorganize, and okay, my attachment to like people's opinion is so much less, you know what I mean? My focus on the social media thing was getting funneled into the, I guess, enjoying the fruits too much instead of planting new seeds. Right? I was reading comments and looking at the analytics and thinking about and watching YouTube and just obsessing with the social media and the likes and all that kind of stuff. And it just short-circuited my brain. And now I'm like, ugh, I was so turned off social media that I'm like, I don't even want anything to do with this. I was to the point of complete depression, and yeah, I was in a really, really dark period, actually, to the point where I don't actually like admitting this, and I was actually starting to get old thoughts that I thought disappeared a long, long, long time ago. And it broke me, thinking, oh, you haven't changed at all. Well done. And then just further punishment, self-critiquing. It's just life, man. It was just basically crumbling around me, and I was so desperate to just numb the pain that I didn't know what else to do. This YouTube path is a very strange one. And it's a new one that not many of us are very aware of. It's only now we're starting to realize the nuances of being a YouTuber, and certain ways you got to set up your life so you don't go crazy because it's so easy to. How many YouTubers do you see these days who are just quitting their channels more and more and more commonly? But anyways, I just want to quickly finish that story of the Thailand. So basically I did the 2 months. Well, I went 2 months traveling Vietnam and Thailand, mostly in Pai. Beautiful town, by the way. And then after I came back, it was like, again, I was just, I wasn't in a good place, all right? I ended up getting a job for the first time in like 7 years, just for the fact of, I just wanted to make money without having to mentally use my resources, right? Because my best mate, he owns a Christmas tree farm, so I was just delivering Christmas trees, right? It was like good, honest labor, and it was a casual job, so I could work whenever I wanted. It was just a period of time. There was an end goal, and it was all right. I was actually one of the best drivers, and I was realizing, so it's like whatever I put myself into, it's like I'm usually like, I go hard out. I remember working at Vodafone selling phones, and I was like the best salesman of my territory for that quarter. But then a lot of people think I'm like really, really lazy, and it's not that I'm lazy, it's just that I struggle to find energy and passion for things that I don't care about. That's really all it is, and I don't appreciate all this judgment, guys. Come on. About a month or two later, I got called to Thailand. My brother-in-law had a stroke and a family emergency, and I've been here for 2 months. Like, literally, I just moved to Bangkok this morning just to come to do this this Tony Robbins event. But before that, we're in Phuket, staying near a hospital. And yeah, in terms of an update, it's still day by day, man. You know, this is actually a really, especially because you didn't have like travel insurance and just like the family. This is a huge family crisis, and yeah, I don't even know what else to say about that. Just keep you guys a little bit in the loop of what's been going on, and just like I haven't been responding to you, not because I don't care. It's just I had to disconnect myself from certain aspects of YouTube, and I do want to apologize because I know a lot of you have reached out, like for example the Patreon, and I'm not plugging that anymore. Even though, again, it's a freeing thing. That's what I'm saying. It's a really weird place in my life right now because it's like going down, 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 and I'm just like, I don't even want to promote it. Whatever. Just to kind of be free from that particular business model. I think it can turn you insane and a slave to your own work. And it's like, I did YouTube to escape the 9 to 5. And it's not that you always have to do work. That's the thing. This ain't about avoiding work. It's about avoiding work structured in a specific way that burns me the hell out, especially with my brain type. Again, you got to know, I have this I think this particular way. I operate in this particular way. So I've got to set up my life in a particular systematic way. Not only so I don't burn out, but I actually thrive in life. Thriving in life. What else? Was that all I wanted to talk about? Now, if you're in the middle of pursuing your YouTube journey or some sort of a creative journey or entrepreneurship journey, let me share with you 3 tips that will help you immensely on this path. Number 1, don't fixate on views. I think for the most part, we should be focusing not on the results, but the output that we do. Because before I was uploading like once a week, max, basically, and putting. Basically, my entire work week would be centered around this one video and then re-editing the video. And of course, when you start YouTube, I was a lot more insecure. So I would have to watch myself all the time. I'm like, oh, but what? Nah, that might come across, X, delete. You know what I mean? So it's like just learning not to give a f. So for example, you don't aim, I want to get 10,000 views this week. Instead, be like, I'm going to upload 7 videos. That's just one example of just focusing on things that you have control over and things that you don't necessarily. I think right now, it's important just to get the work out there. Just boom, boom, even if it's crap. Even if it's crap, because you releasing, like me now, I have to like build myself up again. I've been doing YouTube for how many years, but now I feel like I'm level 1, I'm a noob. I don't even know what I'm doing here. So I was like, okay, just smash out videos. Then you get better at speaking. Then the editing becomes smoother. You start learning systems to just make things quick, where you don't have to think about it. Where you can, like, because even working every day might sound absolutely exhausting, but if it's something that's tied in with your values and you tie it in with a specific system that doesn't allow you to burn out and certain protocols that stops you from doing things that burn you out, then it's not hard. This is what like, work doesn't have to be hard. Hustling doesn't have to be this hard thing where you gotta push yourself and find that motivation. That's ego-driven motivation, right? I'm trying to tap into that intrinsic motivation. Even now, today, I feel like crap. I had a 12-hour bus ride. My sleeping schedule has been all scattered. All I want to do is smoke a J right now, to be honest. And I will after this video is done. And so I thought, you know what? I'm just going to sit down, do this update video. I mean, I'm really just speaking about what's been going on. Because you want to give yourself the freedom, for myself, and you can apply this to your own work, is that, for example, I'll have this list of all these videos that I can make, right? So if I wake up one day and I'm just drawing a blank, I don't know what to create, I just go down the list and, okay, I'll just do that, don't think about it. But then sometimes you're feeling creative and inspired and, you know what, I want to make a video about this today, or whatever it is. And then you just get better and better over time, and of course in the long run, you want to start delegating. Either delegating to humans or wait until AI gets a little bit better, which I'm so excited for, by the way, because I've been wanting to hire a YouTube editor, you guys know, for so many freaking years. And it's not the cheapest thing in the world, so I'm just waiting for AI to get better and better and better, and I'm just learning, getting ahead of the curve on that stuff. And I know that a lot of you will probably be against it, but I don't give a f***. Be against AI all you want. It is here. Use it or get left behind. That's really what this is about. The more you, okay, I'm not going to make this about AI, just like, use AI. This video was sponsored by ChatGPT-4, the latest version of your best AI pal. The last YouTube tip that I want to share with you for not burning out in any sort of creative pursuit is embrace side quests. I know how your whole life can fixate towards one particular goal, but it's important to have other things to just, like, for example, for myself, I have music. I don't play music on this channel, which I don't even know why, when I probably could interweave it, since, you know, like, trip simulations are so popular on this channel. I'm sure I can do music related stuff, but nonetheless, let's say I don't, for argument's sake. I'm still figuring this out. But I love to play music. I love to play guitar. I like to compose. I like to produce. I love to sing. I love to write. I love to do all these things, and I do this on my spare time with that. It's not tied into this career. It's not tied into this pressure. So it's like, I have this nice kind of fallback. And I think, like, if you're, for example, if you were to start a YouTube channel, it could be wise to start a second channel, but don't just do 2 channels so you double the work. It's more, again, it's about systems and processes. But if you're going to make a second channel, make it so it is so easy that it requires zero motivation. Something that you're not even going to do for views, just for your own sake. And then you'd be surprised, and maybe that could be the exact attitude that helps you blow up. But that's not the point. The point is to find other side quests. Don't just do the main, huge Lord of the Rings mission. It's like, hey man, go to the pub and listen to Terence McKenna as a bard sing you stories or whatever. I don't think there's really much else to say here, except thank you for your patience. Catch you next time, and wish me luck for tomorrow. Yeah.
It's strange what desire make foolish people do. And I never dreamed that I'd meet somebody like you. And I never dreamed that I'd lose somebody like you. No, I don't wanna fall in love. No, I don't wanna fall in love with you.
So dry, right? He's so dry.
With you.
I like tempo. Chop, 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 chop.